Look what we have here! New research on female video game characters uncovers a surprising twist. Female gamers prefer playing as highly sexualized characters, despite disliking them. This is an interesting bit of study, and I do want to highlight the key takeaway. In the study, women express that they don't like sexualized characters if they have to see them on the screen, but if they are given the choice, they will choose those same characters. This does sound like people who are against sexualized characters only watch games, not play them. I can somewhat relate to this because this is what insecurity feels like. You can't relate to someone who already has it all because you don't have everything. But when you are given the choice to roleplay as someone who has everything, like a sexy fighting game character, you will embrace that role. I feel like blaming attractive sexualized fictional characters is irresponsible and ineffective towards anyone's personal development and self-growth. I don't blame Kaya for me not looking as hot as he is. The research does confirm that women do love playing as sexualized characters, but it does have some statements I want to tackle. If entertainment media continue to emphasize sex appeal, how does that shape expectations of women in society? It doesn't. They are fictional media. They are not real. I disagree with the notion that the media perpetuate impossible beauty standards. Media is just a reflection of society. I'd argue that it's actually social media that perpetuates the impossible beauty standards. Fictional media is about as desensitized as you can get these days. We no longer have over-the-top sexy female characters like we used to back then. What we do have are women on social media. They love to look beautiful, they love to look sexy, and even dress like the over-the-top sexy female characters like we used to back then. What I'm saying is, fictional media right now has little to no impact towards women today. Social media has more impact, not just to women, but to people in general. Yes, I'm targeting the ladies now, but don't worry, the gents get insecure too, and I'll get to them later. For now, let's get to even more hooplas about sexualized women. Real-life women being treated as objects and not as human beings is a massive issue in the entertainment industry and workplaces in general. The same thing cannot be said to fictional women. They are objects by definition. Treat them however you like. I like beauty, just not objectification from weirdos. These are fictional women, not real women. Fictional women can be treated in whatever ways you like. Real women cannot be because they are real people. It is the continuation of stereotypes that women are props and must cater to norm, like be sexy. Again, women are not props. Fictional characters are props, men and women. Women also do not need to cater to the norm, like be sexy. Women can be whatever they like. The problem is, what they like to be is to be sexy. I don't have to tell them to be sexy. They convince themselves that they should be, because being sexy and hot gives them a lot more confidence, not because society demands it. Don't worry, we have more hooplas about fictional women. I love how the most notable thing from Resident Evil Village will always be Lady D. Men shouldn't be allowed within 100 feet of Lady D. Because they put her in sexier outfits? Why? Isn't that a good thing? Also, this person wants Lady D to choke slam them on the ground so badly while calling men porn-obsessed freaks. Talk about glass houses. Men sexualize fictional women, and honestly real women too, in a much more predatory and porn-addicted way. First off, fictional women and real women should not be treated the same way. Second, how are they more predatory? Are people stalking fictional characters? And third, being horny does not equal porn addiction. Apparently, the choke slam line is an obvious joke. So if it's a joke, then you don't actually want to have Lady D to choke slam you to the ground, right? Not even in a sexual way that can entice you and totally not harm you in any way? Come on, admit the horny and stop lying. Speaking of unrealistic beauty standards of having tall ladies dominating you, I really want to talk about this stupid post about women making themselves tall. To all the women out there, we never asked you for this. Men will never understand the pain we go through every day. Ladies, we never asked you to wear high heels. There's nothing wrong with wearing flatter shoes. I don't understand who's demanding you to wear high heels except for yourself. Most of the reasons I see women wearing high heels is because it makes them feel more feminine and confident. That means that it's not men that ask them to wear high heels. It's women that convince themselves that wearing high heels will make them feel more feminine and desirable. You are right. Men will never understand the pain you go through because we would never understand why you think that wearing things that hurt you is worth all the confidence. If you want to be appreciated by men, maybe listen to what they're saying. Like, stop wearing high heels if it hurts you that badly. And you're already pretty as you are. Stop telling yourself that you are not. Okay, we talked about women enough. It's the men's turn now. I still don't understand the mindset of these passport bros. They say that non-Western girls have a more traditional mindset, which makes them more subservient and less independent. I can assure you that it's not the case, especially if you're looking for them in big cities like Bangkok. This guy's talking about hoflation when he's hunting girls in clubs in Bangkok. I don't understand why these people always look for girls in clubs. How about places that most normal people go to, like shopping malls or a freaking otaku store? If you lived in Bangkok for 1.5 years, you should know that foreigners in clubs in Southeast Asian countries are common. Your above average looks will do jack squat with the ladies there. They have seen much better than your above average ass. That's the source of your hoflation. Another issue, you want girls that go anywhere. In other words, extroverted girls. If those girls go anywhere in Bangkok, there's a good chance that they know a lot more people that are hotter than you. Here's another L for the guys. See, I'm a man of equality. I call out L's for both genders when I see them. Although be warned that this next topic is quite kinky. There's nothing wrong with guys and girls pleasuring themselves. There's nothing wrong with either of them using toys to assist with their pleasure. There is, however, something wrong with being jealous of the toy, which is what this Reddit post is all about. When the guy accidentally found 18 plus toys at her disposal, he assumed that it was because he was never good enough, even though the two of them did the deed like 3 to 4 times a week. He's still upset about it, and she should get rid of them. Wow. Imagine being so insecure about your sexual performance that you are jealous of your significant other's sex toys. Although it is refreshing to see the guy being jealous of the girl's toys this time. It's usually the other way around, especially if it involves anime body pillows. The story ends in a breakup because she would rather take the toys than the jealous guy. Base, to be honest. I can tell you right now that a body pillow and a toy is not far off from the real deal, so pleasure yourselves, degenerates. Speaking of jealousy, this next hoopla is all about that in a rather uncomfortable degree, or at least for one person. This relationship Reddit post talks about the OP, who is a woman who has female friend dating her male friend. That sounds great, right? But no, the OP doesn't want something like that to happen. She feels uncomfortable with that prospect. Why? Well, the backstory is the guy, Thomas, has a crush on the OP, but the OP rejected him many times. He got the message and moved on to another girl, Emily, the friend of the OP. The OP, for some reason, feels like she's entitled to feel okay with them being together. That's not your business, OP. I thought they were your friends. Personally, I think the OP still loves Thomas, but she just doesn't want to admit it. I feel like this is the logical conclusion for all the tsundere out there. If you keep denying your feelings to the guy will just be taken by someone else. That or the guy's treated as a backup. Dang it, that hoopla was about a woman taking the L. I broke the pattern. Okay, fine. Here's a hoopla where the guy takes the L. This is one of the funniest excuses for cheating someone that I have ever heard. The OP said that her boyfriend became gay due to the altitude difference when he was on a work trip. Apparently, he cheated on her with his male coworker during a business trip as the plane brought him to a high altitude and turned him gay. While someone is definitely high, no doubt about that, the boyfriend continued to justify this insane reasoning by saying that human actions are just a byproduct of accidental brain chemistry and that his chemistry has been altered. Bro, it sounds like you were drugged because that's the most high response that I have ever heard from someone who got caught cheating. Lying about your infidelity is already a horrible thing to do, but if you are gonna lie about it, at least come up with a better lie than being on a plane at high altitudes turned me gay. It would be infinitely more believable if you just said that you were drugged. That's a more believable kind of high than this. And finally, let's end this compilation of stupidity with this really funny job offering from the country of yours truly, Indonesia. This is an Indonesian job offer posted on Facebook, and they have a specific bias. Non-Gen Z prioritize. That's right. If you're part of the Zoomer generation, you are not allowed to enter this cashier job. Not sure why the specifics are there. The problem is, whoever made this job offer doesn't know the definition of Gen Z. Being part of the Gen Z means that you are born from 1997 to 2012. That means in 2024, you're around 12 to 27 years old. The problem is, they will only hire anyone that's below 25 years old, and they cannot be Gen Z. The next generation is Gen Alpha, but the earliest that they're born in is 2010, which means they will be 14-year-olds by 2024. Are you only hiring 14-year-olds? And even so, are you only hiring 14-year-olds that are high school graduates? The average age for a high school graduate is around 17 to 18 years old. So you're looking for a young prodigy that managed to finish high school at 14 to be a freaking cashier. That or your job listing is stupid. And that's all for the video today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it to the end, here's a beautiful flower. And also huge thanks to all these wonderful sponsors. You are all fantastic. If you want to see your name among these legends, then check out the links below. Just $1. You have supported this channel a lot. Seriously, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my ABB Show stream channel, link below. Go subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.